Look what just arrived in the mail. This is a new carbon fiber trim. I have a 2019 Model 3 and I'm looking forward to installing this from Tlyard. We're gonna check it out here. I'm gonna unbox it and install it here. One important thing is to make sure that these parts will look really good inside of your car. So let's do a thorough inspection to make sure the quality meets our standards. Zooming in, let's have a look. You can see here it looks nice and tight all the way around the edges. And that's where I'm really looking to make sure that it's been manufactured to a good standard here. You can see here on the edge, it looks pretty good. Looks like we've got the clips there. On the back, I did notice that there are some, obviously you're not going to see on the back side, but there are some marks on there. Now here I'm seeing a little bit of some debris. I'm sure this would come off. Yes, it's already coming off just with my finger. So I will have to clean this off a little bit with a rag here before I install it, but it looks like that's just extra water or debris, I don't know, maybe from shipping. And looking all the way across here, it looks really tight. I don't see any loose edges. That's always what you want to look for. Any seams that would be coming up. It has the matte finish, which is what I wanted. I don't like the shiny matte finish. It's all up to a personal preference, obviously. First thing I did when I got my car was remove all the shiny, glossy surfaces. Let's go all the way across here before we turn it around. Now this is in the middle. You're never ever going to see the middle because your screen is in the way. But let's just take a look here at the finish here. It looks really nice and tight all the way around. Even underneath, you can see. Let's go all the way around on the other edge as well. Take a look over here. Let's turn it up so we can get some nice lighting on it. Let's turn it around. I'll show you what I'm talking about on the back side. So one thing that I'm a little bit disappointed with is this came undone. And let me get a good shot of this. And I'm not sure how that happened, but that is just straight out of the box. And, I'm sure that I could probably glue this back on, but it's just a shame to see that straight out of the box like that. So this is something the factory could definitely improve on, is making sure that this doesn't break away. And again, that's probably from shipping. And we take a look here at the notches. This is going to go down into the clip. And we actually have some Velcro here. I haven't seen that before. I don't think the original unit has that. And we have that Velcro unit over there as well, which is kind of interesting. But that is the only imperfection I see on the back side. And let's jump over now to the side trims. So here is one of them. Looks pretty decent. Even all the way up into that corner. You may think it's kind of nitpicky to really examine it this closely, but believe me, when you're in your car and you're on a really long trip, especially if you have a passenger in your car and they're looking really closely at the trim, little tiny imperfections stand out. I see a little shiny mark right there. Let's just check and see what that is. Where was it? Right here. It was just some dust right here. Yeah, it looks really clean, really nice. Even the edges, that wraps around really nicely there. And we are, again, super close up. I don't know that anyone would get this close to examine it, but I'm not seeing anything, especially on these side pieces. This is really where you have to look very, very carefully to examine for anything that stands out. Let's take a look at the other one. Same thing, I'm not seeing anything. We'll take a look on the back. Nothing fancy there. Let's jump into the install and see how this thing looks once we get it in the car. So one thing I'm noticing right away is that this does not fit on a 2019 Model 3. There's no place to put this. So I believe you need a 2020 or later model. I'll make a correction here in text if I can figure out exactly which models support the side trim, but it's really disappointing to me because I was looking forward to having these inside of my car, but I think you do need to have a newer model to support these side pieces. So before I begin with the installation here with the front, let's just take a look on the inside. This is original OEM. You can see the wood trim there. That's kind of how it looks before. Now I do have a modified screen. You're gonna see a 3D printed unit on there. You're not gonna have that on your screen. That's what I use for filming my full self-driving videos. So that is definitely not the original screen, but pretty much everything inside of the car is original. And here as well is a before shot, kind of how it looks with the original trim in a 2019 Model 3. That wood finish is the original classic look. So let's take a look now after we install it. Taking this off and installing it is pretty simple. You are going to want to get a wedge to take these triangular pieces out here to start. So let's begin. So to begin here, we just place a wedge inside of here. These pop off really easily. There's just 1, 2, 3 different little clips here. That side comes off and then we can pull up here just a little bit to unclip it. We'll get it started just on the left side. That pulls up, there's just some clips in there. It's really not that difficult to remove. It does require a little bit of force. You might have to put a wedge in to start it out. So once we start on the left, we can move on over to the right side. Same thing over here. We'll grab the wedge, pull this little side triangle unit out, and then pull up here, and this whole thing will start to release. It actually came out nice and easy already. So now I can pull this entire front unit out. Get on the inside, pull up from the middle, and let's go around the other side and release that one last latch. There we go. So now we can lift all the way up and pull this unit out. Be very careful not to scratch anything. And this weighs about the same as the other unit. I want to say this is actually a little bit less in weight. Let's just compare the weight right now before we install the new unit. Okay, here is the new unit. Let's go ahead and place it on the scale. 1.692 kilograms. And we'll take the old unit, place that on the scale here as well. 1.548, 1.550. Okay, so the new unit is 1/10 of a kilogram heavier. Not significantly heavier, but let's just compare the way that these look here, kind of side by side. See, we've got that gap right there, same right there. I will say the new unit looks a lot nicer in my opinion. So it'll be a nice change. Let's just take a look at the vents. Here's the new unit. And the vents on the old unit, very similar, looks the same. We do have it blocked off in the middle. And then it's free here on the left side, blocked off a little bit at the end there. Let's take a look all the way on the other side of it as well. Here we have holes for vents coming all the way across, same thing, a little bit blocked over there on the far right. You can see we have a notch there. Let's take a look at the other unit, same thing, we've got the same notch, same exact design. We have the holes all the way and then blocked in the center. And then comes all the way over to the other side.
There we go, you can see the opening. Looks identical there. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to go ahead and install the new unit. Now that we have this fully installed, let's take a look at the finished result. If you'd like to purchase this product, you can check out Tlyard.com. There's a Black Friday special going on until December 5th. If you use my discount code TechGeek, you can get 30% off your purchases at Tlyard.com. Check out the link down below in the description. Until the next video, have a great day.
Yeah.